Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hey, welcome to the Steve and Crypto Show presented by thestevestrout.com. I'm Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo, and it is hot today.
It's fucking hot. It's officially summer, and
It's hot out here for a hoe.
it's hot out here for my big ass. Like, it's summer, everybody, and we're glad to be still doing this, and I didn't melt. And neither one of us died of heat stroke or anything, so that's good. Yeah. So that means we're alive and doing episode
32. Still going strong.
32, yeah. Still going. I don't know how strong we are, but I mean, after being outside, I'm a little strong. I'm a little strong right now, but
I take my Flintstones vitamins. I'm strong and growing.
I was talking about,
Oh, I know.
Smelling probably a little ripe right now, but it's all good. Nobody else is here.
We're zooming, so
nobody else is here in the Steve and Crypto Studios, aka our spare catch-all room in our little apartment. The world famous, yeah. But hey, hope you guys are still having a good time. We are. If you are, visit our Buy Me a Coffee page, buymeacoffee.com/SteveCrypto. Every little bit helps. And don't forget, if you contribute by July 31st, you're going to be entered in a drawing for a little special mystery prize giveaway. And on top of that, we want you to come on our show. So whoever wins, you're going to come on and tell us about your life, or tell us about like a supernatural incident that might have happened, or just share anything. Don't share no racist, religious, political nonsense. We don't got time for that here. We're here to have fun, and we want to have fun with you guys, and you guys sit here and listen to us ramble and talk about our own lives and this and that, and we want to hear about yours. So head over to Steve and Crypto's Buy Me a Coffee page, buymeacoffee.com/SteveCrypto.
Just come talk to us and have some fun. I mean, it can be about anything, really. I mean, like Steve said, as long as you keep the political, religious shit out, keep that out. But you can come talk to us about how you like to feed the ducks every Sunday down at the pond or whatever. It's whatever you want it to be. But we would love to have you on, and we have a little box of gifts and goodies for you. So, head over to Buy Me a Coffee, and any contributions are greatly appreciated. And thank you to everyone who has contributed so far.
Thanks, guys. That's buymeacoffee.com/SteveCrypto. The last episode was that was the one that we didn't think we were going to get off, because I went on that little mini vacation and we talked about it and a little bit of other stuff. And I mentioned that I was going to throw up some pictures from the little trip and show off some of the junk I picked up, the stuff that you always buy when you go somewhere that you don't need, but you really, really need it. I got a lot of that kind of stuff. So I put pictures up over at thestevestrout.com. So head over, check that out. And I always, embed the latest episodes there. So that's another place you can listen besides all your favorite podcast distributors. You can listen at thestevestrout.com, which is how my whole was it a persona or career? I guess you got to get paid to have it a career, right? My whole media career started with thestevestrout.com, basically. Well, actually, before that, did I ever tell you, before I started doing like the nerdy pop culture stuff at the Steve Strout, I years ago, even before I moved here, I was involved in a couple guys. One dude, he was like trained independent wrestler, and we put together like a little wrestling news site.
Oh yeah.
And I would interview a bunch of wrestlers. Like I interviewed, a couple legendary guys, like a couple of the Valiant brothers who were like Hall of Famers. I interviewed fucking CM Punk like before he was huge. You know what I mean? He was
nice.
Just a dude, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it was cool, man. That's kind of how I kind of got my feet wet in this whole thing here that we do. So speaking of getting our feet wet, this weekend is the Olympic Collectible Expo, which is a small little, comic and collectible show that they have at our local mall, the Kitsap Mall in Silverdale, Washington.
That's right. It's going down this Saturday, and which is the 26th, June 26th. It's going to be open from 10 to 5.
10 to 5. And I mean, I don't know how many people listening will be there, but either way, it's going to be cool to kind of get back into the convention scene because things are starting to pick up. People are getting vaccinated. The world's getting a little safer and shows are starting to happen like this one. And like, I'm excited for Crypticon coming up, but the Collectible Expo, you're going to be selling all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff are you gonna have?
Two.
Yeah,
I got a table or two that I'm going to be set up with. Of course, a shit ton of Funko Pops. I got a few comic books, a couple mystery boxes I put together. Just some little trinkets and random things that I found, and so yeah, I'm as you said, I'm looking forward to getting back into the convention scene again. It's been too long. I love networking with people and just talking, and we're all under one roof for the same reason. I mean, everybody has different things that they're into, but it's we're all under the pop culture umbrella at that moment. So it's kind of exciting just knowing that a bunch of your people are there together.
Just a bunch of nerds that like to buy shit and spend money on stuff we don't need, but like I said, we need it. But we'll both be there. Steve and Crypto Show will be there representing, and we'll have stickers and stuff, and we'll be there to talk to you guys, and we'll probably talk to some of the creators. They're going to have their couple interesting looking comic artists and stuff are going to be there, so we'll probably get them on and maybe bring them on the show and chat with them a little bit. So we'll probably get at least our next episode or two will be the Collectible Expo, which would be kind of cool. Hopefully. So I mean, obviously, it's not going to be our beautiful, top notch, super professional sound quality because you might hear a little background noise when we're chatting because
you hear someone in the background like, "Let me get a popcorn, please."
That'll be me. I'll be like, hold on. I'll be interrupting interviews like I'm going to get an Orange Julius. I'll be right back. But no, it's it'll be fun. It'd be cool to meet some new creators. I kind of got my finger on the pulse of the scene locally, but it looks like there's a couple people I don't know that's going to be there, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
We'll run into our old friend Jeff Verigi, who is like blowing up right now. He's Marvel, doing all kinds of covers for Marvel comics, and just his shit is just blowing up. So we'll visit him, see how he's doing.
I hear there's going to be Scott Adams. Yeah,
Scott Adams, who was one of our first guests here on the Steve and Crypto Show. He's going to be there, so we'll probably definitely check in with him and see what he's been up to.
Have a little recaps.
Have him come on the show and BS a little bit.
I heard there's going to be a silent auction going on.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Depends what they got going on in there, but we'll see. I'll definitely wander and check that out.
Yep.
We'll actually we're probably going to have a guest on this episode to tell us a little more about the show. It's looking pretty promising. Like we're on a kind of a time crunch, so hopefully we can squeeze them in this episode. And if we do, we do. If not, that's life. That's life. That's how life goes. But what besides getting ready for this show have you been up to?
Well, yesterday was Father's Day, so just spent the day with the family. My lady got me a new Fitbit, so just been counting steps all day long, and we watched a new Kevin Hart movie that's on Netflix. I think it's the #1 movie on there right now, and it's called Fatherhood. And I mean, of course, it's Kevin Hart. It's going to be funny, but it's a pretty good tearjerker at the same time, just of how real the movie is. You know, the subject matter, because it's about a couple having a baby, and then the wife passes away after giving birth, and so he's kind of left with the baby on his own, and of course her side doesn't think he can do it, so it's just a little back and forth between him and family. And then the daughter grows up a little bit. She's like, why is it always just us? Like other people have other people by their side for support. Like, why is it always just you and me? And so it's really good, but it's pretty dramatic, a little more intense than movies I usually watch. Kind of made me think of a few other movies, that I've seen over the years that just were a little too real. But anyway, yeah, speaking of real movies, it kind of made me think of what's that one? Eddie Murphy from years ago, a Thousand Words, I think it was called, where he basically was kind of being a little selfish and maybe not appreciating certain things in his life. And this tree started growing in his yard, and basically he figured out that every time he spoke, a leaf fell from this tree, and once all the leaves were gone, that he would die. And so he really started thinking about what he said, and definitely appreciating people in his life a little bit more. So I remember talking with my old friend Nick Fury, and yes, I know Nick Fury, and we both were like, you see the new Eddie Murphy movie? I cried. Oh my God, I cried too. It was just a little much. I'll put that and this new one, Fatherhood, both titles from comedians that I love, and I've loved them since I've discovered them. And, you don't want to keep them in a box, but it's nice that they branch out from time to time, so I can appreciate that. I don't have to have the, super goofy Kevin Hart at all times. It's all right to dive into this side of him from time to time. And so this new one is great. I see why it's the #1 movie on Netflix right now. I don't want to ramble about it too long, but it's a pretty good title. And then besides that, I watched Bad Trip, which is also on Netflix, with Eric Andre and Lil Rel Howery and Tiffany Haddish. And it's filmed kind of like Jackass and Bad Grandpa, Borat. It's that style where there's hidden cameras around. Yeah, anyway, so I was talking about the movie Bad Trip on Netflix. Have you seen that yet?
I have not. I'll tell you like the only thing I've watched lately in a moment, but go ahead. Right. Let's hear about it.
So yeah. Basically, Eric Andre, Lil Rel Howery, and Tiffany Haddish are the stars of this film, and it's, as I was just saying, it's like hidden camera style, and they're pranking people, but there's a story throughout, like Bad Grandpa. So Eric Andre's character falls in love with this chick, or he thinks he does, and he just meets her and finds out that she's going to New York, has an art gallery, and he basically hits the road with his friend to go track her down. But they actually steal his friend's sister's car. And so it's just a crazy road trip. There's a scene where they end up going to the zoo, and I'm not even going to tell you what happens there, but One of my favorite parts of it all is once the credits start rolling at the end of the movie, they go back and they show you, like, once they've revealed to the people around them that they're being filmed, they show their reaction. So there's like a scene where they show this lady that you need to, that she's being filmed. She's like, "Oh, you're wrong for that. Like, how could you do this to me? You're so wrong for that." So I highly recommend it.
That's crazy. Eric Andre is a funny dude anyways.
Yeah.
And Lil Rel's silly, and Tiffany Haddish is awesome.
It's super raunchy, man. I think you'd like it. It'll make you laugh.
Yeah. Right on. Well, hey, let's go to our guest real quick, and when we get back, I'll tell you about some of the stuff I've been watching and more. Hey, we are on the Steve & Crypto Show. We are chatting with JD Sweet. He's the man behind the Olympic Collectible Expo, which we were discussing a few minutes ago. It's happening this weekend. So I don't know where you guys are listening at, but if you're in Western Washington, anywhere, come out and hang out with us and check out. He got some great vendors. He got some really awesome artists. It's always a fun time. I mean, it's cool. It's like, it gives you a reason to hang out at the mall again. Yeah. Like the old days, Yeah. Go get a pretzel and buy some comic books.
Definitely.
That's what it's all about. But before we get too far into that, you are actually a comic creator yourself. Tell us a little about your book.
I have a book called The Ringmasters, and it's about a group of 5 kids of color, biracial, African-American, who are having adventures. They end up on Saturn, and they kind of save that planet a little bit and get involved in a civil war and just start having adventures. And so I have that, and then I have a couple of other titles that are associated with the Ringmasters franchise. So for the Ringmasters, I have 4 issues out already. And then some of the other titles, I have about 4 more issues out also. And the original premise was, when I had the idea years ago, there were a lot of stories about kids of color, but they were always thugs and gangsters and drug dealers and stuff like that. And I just wanted to have just a different image. And since that time that I had the idea, a lot of things have come out, but I just decided to just stick my foot in it and jump in. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
So when did you actually start writing and coming up with the ideas for Ringmasters?
The ideas were 20, 30 years ago, but probably about 5 years ago, I started doing all the work, planning out the civilizations and the names and the planets and the backstory. So 2017 is when that first preview issue came out. So I would say probably 2 years before that, just serious notebooks and little pieces of paper and ideas and all that stuff, that I put it all together and still growing it. But there's a lot of prep work that goes into creating a viable story, because it has to make sense to people, and you have to have all the bases covered. So you
don't want to leave any plot holes or anything.
They're going to be there, they're going to be there. But, and if it's really big, people will say, "Hey, remember when you did that in issue 2?"
That made no sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The thing that's good for me, my wife is my editor. So when she reads it, I'll always say, "Okay, did it make sense?" And if it doesn't, she'll tell me. So that's been real cool.
That's probably the best person to let you know if you're making sense or not, too.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sure, having a significant other, like they'll tell you you're not making sense even if you are. So
they don't want you to look. They don't want you to look bad out there. So no, it's been good. Yeah. It's been fun, and I've been working with artists around the world. I've got a guy in Russia that did a little bit of work for me, concept work. I've got a guy, Argentina, Jorge, who's basically going to be working the main title, and then I have artists here locally in Seattle and Everett and different places doing some of the titles also.
Who are some of the local guys you have working?
Steve Millage, who's going to be at the show. He's done a lot of different work. So he's working on the one title that I have 2 issues out, Shia Raku's Journey from the Way. He's working on that and did the work on that. And then I have a guy named Mick Nave who lives, I think, in Kent. He'll be at the show also. Steve will be at the show. And he's working on the other title, the backstory kind of the Ringmasters, Civilizations on Saturn. So he's working that title. Marcos Medina used to live in the area.
Oh yeah,
and,
I know Marcos.
He he did the first 3 issues actually, did the work for that, the artwork. Then he moved to Philadelphia with his family, but he's still doing work for the Ringmasters. So, Philadelphia, Kent, Bremerton, Argentina, Ukraine, basically, different artists around the world, man. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of work too, though.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine.
It's enough work to do it, but having to coordinate with people everywhere. And,
you got that many people all over the world that you're talking to, involving with this comic. Do you have a lot of late night Zoom calls between you and these people?
Some late night Zoom calls, and some and artists are funny. They rarely just say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. They have their own ideas, and I'm listening. If anything could make the story better, I'm all down with that. But artists are also quirky individuals, man, because they're so creative. And so you just have to just navigate and work. And I've got a good crew. I've got my New Face Comics. That's what we're called, and getting that trademarked and the whole thing. So I'm looking to be, Gene Roddenberry, Stan Lee, all rolled into one, man, so
nice.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah. It'll be cool.
That's a good, that's something to strive for.
Man. Props to you for still sticking with it,
Yeah. No, it's been fun. It's been fun.
Are you already working on ideas for issue 5 then?
In fact, I sent the first few pages off to Jorge in Argentina, and he's going to be getting back to me probably at the end of the month. And so then the process begins, But the Zooms, the internet, it just makes it so easy to just work with people from all over, man. So that's really cool.
Yeah, imagine working back in the days on comics when they had to do a page, mail it, ship it, get it back, or that's
I don't know how they did it. I mean, that makes it even more remarkable that they were able to just put that product out month after month.
Yeah.
So it's been good. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Well, let's talk about the Olympic Collectible Expo. How did this whole thing start? I know I've been to a few of the shows, and I've actually tabled at a couple shows.
Yeah.
But
we started in 2014. It was myself, Anthony, who owns Avalon Comics in the Kitsap Mall, and then Ron Dumpett, who's active in all kinds of things, comic books.
Oh yeah.
And so we wanted to do a show. There had been a show before that. It was mainly sports cards, but we wanted to do kind of more comics and collectibles that way. So we started in 2014 and did a couple of shows. We did shows initially at the Boy Scouts Hall in Silverdale, and then we tried to do something a little bit bigger at the Best Western Hotel. And that was cool, but it was just a lot of money, man, to rent the place.
Pricey using it for sure.
But it was a great spot. We did really well there. And then we just set on, let's bring it back to the mall. And so we've been doing the mall probably the last 3 or 4 years. I'm not exactly sure. I have to look it up, but it's been very effective. Anthony has moved to Sacramento. He still owns the shop. But and then Ron has kind of moved in some different things. So I'm basically the man, the one running it, and putting it under the banner of my private business, New Face Promotions. But I still leave it as the OCE. So that's going to be the signature name, and keeping it going, doing shows twice a year, sometime in the spring, and then in September, and then just keeping it rolling, man. And so we've got Jeff Berigi is going to be at the show, who's done work for Marvel and IDW and had a big exhibit at the Smithsonian Institute, the National Museum.
Yeah,
so he's going to be there. Like I said, Steve Millage will be there with a lot of work that he's done for me and a lot of his own creations. We've got Brian Dorsey, who's done a lot of work, written a book and, done some screenplays and movies, different things, so he's going to be there. Who else is going to be there? Scott Adams. Scott Adams has done stuff for Upper Deck.
Scott was one of our first guests we've had on the show. So that's always a good one.
Yeah, so Scott.
I love Scott.
Totally cool.
Again. Totally cool. And he's done those little cards for Upper Deck and stuff, the art cards. And I've seen a number of those on eBay, selling. And so he's going to be there. And then some new blood, which will be really cool. Some different artists that have just their own style. I haven't even seen it, but we've got a lot of new people coming and trying it out. So it should be a lot of fun.
That's definitely what I'm looking forward to, because, you know, I mean, the scene here, it's kind of tight. You know what I mean? Everybody knows each other, but I'm hoping to meet some new blood and some new faces, and that'll be cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, we've got people coming from all over Seattle and Puyallup and Bothell and some down in Olympia area and just different things. So it'll be a lot of fun. Bring everybody out, family friendly. The mall is nice. We've got a decent food court, so that'll be cool. A lot of places to just sit and relax. And the dealers I've had in the past love to chop it up with people and just talk.
Oh yeah.
And have a good time and shop at each other's tables and just geek out, man. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's what's fun about these kind of like the smaller shows like yours or like the show that I put on here. It's just it's not like going to San Diego or Emerald City Con when you have no time.
Yeah.
To sit and like you say, chop it up with creators and fans together.
And we're gonna have a silent auction. So some of my stuff I'm putting in, we've got a few donations from dealers. There'll be artwork. Jeff Berigi is going to donate a couple of prints of some of the covers that he's done for Marvel or IDW. So there'll be comics and toys and art prints and a lot of different things in the silent auction. So that'll be fun to come check that out also. So that'll be cool. And those proceeds go to basically me and New Phase, New Ways to keep the price of the tables down. We haven't raised the prices on the tables forever. 35 for vendors or 2 for 60, 25 for artists or 2 for 40, very reasonable. And so we've been able to keep the prices low, even though I've had to have a few more expenses. This year I had to buy insurance, malls under new management.
Yeah.
But I'm still committed to keeping the table prices as reasonable as I can. And so that's even been stable. The last 5 years, we haven't raised the prices at all. So that's been cool.
Right. So
it's nice just to have the convention in the area at all, you know, and we appreciate you helping to keep it alive and doing your part with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've come to your shows a couple times. A long time ago, I think I came up there, did a show. And then one time I came and just kind of bought and hung out, you know. So next time you do you know when the next one's going to be?
Really, it's like, the way everything's been shut down, I haven't even thought. You know, I haven't even really. It's there. It's in the back of my mind, but it's not something I'm gonna rush.
Right.
Until I feel like, you know, the world's a little more normal.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. And the mall makes it a little bit easier. They've got their protocols in place and stuff like that. But
they already got
a lot of the smaller places, the venues would be hard to do.
Yeah,
because people will be packed in, and you know, so I understand what you're dealing with, man. But that'd be great to have something out there on the peninsula, man. Just, you know, further out, just to people can come and check it out and stuff. So that's cool. It's good.
Definitely. I mean, it sounds like got a little something for everybody. It's, you know, it's open space pretty much inside the mall. It's no admission. It's free. So
it's
come
free.
And wander around.
We want people to bring their kids and their families and just have a good time. A lot of dealers are real good at having just things for kids and stuff like that. And then a lot of the serious artists are always looking to do commissions and different work like that. So, you know, I'll be set up with the table with my ringmasters and my comics and running the silent auction. But my main job is to make sure the dealers are getting a lot of hype and getting a lot of action. So I'll be around just making sure their needs are met, man. So it'll be fun. It'll be good. It'll be good.
We're looking forward to being there.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
It'll be fun. Before we wrap up this little segment, why do you personally think it's important that we get back out and go to these shows and get back to normalcy?
Well, human beings have to be with each other. You know, while it's kind of cool when people were cooped up and they could have time to create and have time to think about things, we want to talk to each other. We want to see what people have been doing. We want to see stuff, you know, and go like, oh man, this is really cool, and talk ideas. And so I think with COVID, people were booked up and locked up for so long that they're just ready to just come out and just laugh and have a good time and hear people like you talking and bringing up all kinds of different things and exploring things, introducing people to new ideas and new things. So I think it's super important. I'm glad I was able to pull this off and make it happen. And the response from vendors has been awesome. And you got 35 or 40 vendors that are saying, yeah, we're going to come to Silverdale, Kitsap County, and try to make something happen. That's encouraging. That's really good. So, and I've tried to say to them, bring all your people so we can just have a good party and just have a great time. So I think it's important. And I appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of time here with your network to just encourage people to come on out and take the trip and make a day of it and enjoy themselves. So
yeah, cool. Before we had you on, I was telling Steve that it's just great to have all of us under the same pop culture umbrella for a little while, for a few hours in a day.
Yeah.
And, we all feel like we're all kind of a little family there. Like we all can, feel confident in talking about these different things that we're into, these so-called nerdy things that we love so much.
Yeah.
But it's great to just kind of make you feel like a kid again in some ways. And it's just a great event that if anyone listening has never been to a comic book convention and you're into this kind of stuff, you're really missing out. You got to come check it out.
Yeah. And if you do, stop by my table, JD Sweet, the Ringmasters, and tell me, hey, you heard the podcast and, you're really excited and, introduce yourself, man. Make some connections and network. That's what it's all about. Man. That's what it's all about. It'll be good. It'll be fun.
Well, hey, JD Sweet, thank you for popping in and spending a few minutes of your time. I'm sure you're really busy getting ready for the show.
Yeah, I've got all my stuff right here, man. Just
there it
getting
is.
Organized.
There
so,
it is.
When Mr. Lowry said, hey, I need an extra table, and I was looking at my chart going, okay,
checking it out.
Move them from there. So, it's all good, man. Totally
right on,
cool.
Man. Thank you.
I got you guys.
Thank you.
All right, man.
We'll see you this weekend.
Okay, take care, man. Thanks for the time.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Dr. Gangrene. You're watching the Steve. No, you're not. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show right here on whatever network you're on. I don't know what you're on. Don't ask me. I can't see what you're doing, but keep listening and tune in next week for more cool content on the Steve and Crypto Show.
Hey, we are back, and it was good to hear from JD about the Collectible Expo this weekend. Hopefully, if you guys are in the area, check it out. If not, either way, check back soon. We'll probably have some clips and stuff from the show and conversations with people. Barring barring the sound quality works out for us, because we've never tried to take the show on the road.
It's going to be fun, though. And
it'll be fun either way.
Once again, for anybody who's in the area,
Western
Kitsap
Washington,
area, yeah. If you're out here, near Silverdale, Washington, somewhere, this Saturday, June 26th, from 10 to 5, Kitsap Mall.
Yeah, pretty much that's that. Before we went to that little promo segment with JD Sweet about the show, you were telling us about a couple movies you watched. It's kind of weird. Like we haven't even mentioned any horror stuff, which is usually like our lean on type thing. Like we usually lean on that. It's usually like our thing, but there really hasn't been that much exciting horror stuff lately.
I just watched one actually before we recorded this podcast, before we started recording.
So you were telling me about the emotional, sad stuff, and you're over here watching horror movies, not telling me about that. But we don't have to get too far into it. But what did you watch?
Well, maybe I prefer to tell you about those other ones because they might have been a little bit more entertaining than the movie I just watched.
Ooh, yikes!
Yeah. So
what was it?
Well, here on this show, we enjoy our Bigfoot movies and things like that. Yeah. So I watched a new movie on Shudder called Monstrous. And it's all right. It is a Bigfoot movie, but I wish there was a little bit more Bigfoot content. It's basically like there's these people that have been disappearing, people going into the woods and not coming back. And of course, it's implied that a Sasquatch did it.
Right.
But I'm just going to leave it at that.
Is it like one of them situations like Jaws when like you never really see the attacks happening until like later on?
the attacks are so damn dark that it's hard to see what's going on.
So it's probably like a budget thing, and they just didn't have a huge budget for a super realistic thing. So like, let's shoot the costume in the dark so you can't see that it sucks or something.
Well, and I'm not going to say that you don't see the creature, because you do. It's just maybe not as much as I had wanted to see. You know, I was hoping to see him a little more, and it was like you see Bigfoot at the beginning, and then quite a bit of time goes before you see it again. And so it's kind of a loose, it's a story that's loosely based around Bigfoot.
Right.
So I'm trying to not like bash it completely. There was some moments that were all right, you know, but yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more, I guess. I really enjoy a good Bigfoot movie, but there aren't many good ones.
Is that why you watch Harry and the Hendersons every week? I'm maybe. Maybe. That's a good fucking movie. I don't care what anybody says. I love that movie.
That got me into Bigfoot. I know it did. I mean, yeah, I love it. That was a fun movie. Legend of Boggy Creek is cool. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't watched that. I watched one called, I believe it was called Hunting Grounds. That was pretty good.
I like that one.
And it was produced by actually a local guy. His production company produced it. But maybe we'll talk about that some other time. Maybe we'll have him come in and tell us about it. But yeah, speaking of Bigfoot, in the last episode, I mentioned this shop that I went to, the Nate's Vintage Shop in Ocean Shores, Washington. And, you know, conversating with him back and forth since, like, I think I want to have him come on the show and talk to us a little bit about his shop and stuff, because he's had an encounter which I'd like to hear about. He's had a Bigfoot sighting when he was younger. Yeah. And he also believes he's seen UFOs. So, like, it's cool. I kind of really want to talk about it, hear his stories and stuff. So
yeah, that'd be a fun talk.
Yeah, it'll be fun. But we'll get him on here. Horror stuff. The last drive-in season just ended. So that's sad. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with my Friday nights now. Like, my Friday nights are shot until the next season, I guess. But no, I'll figure something. I'll probably try to catch up on all the stuff I need to catch up on. Like Loki. I'm about an episode and a half in because I'm old and I fall asleep really early.
Yeah, I watched the first episode, and then I had to make a phone call when episode 2 came on, so I didn't really get to catch that one. But yeah, we'll both watch it, you know, and be able to talk about it a little bit better.
Yeah, I figure once we get a little further into the season, once we get a little further into the Loki season, we'll probably just like talk about the whole thing.
And they're only doing 6 episodes, just like Falcon and Winter Soldier. And so it's gonna fly by like that.
And it's gonna end like right before Black Widow comes out, right?
Yeah.
Is that how they got it timed conveniently?
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've been looking forward to watching Black Widow for 20 years or however long they've had us waiting. But yeah, there's a lot, you know, I guess there's some good horror coming out. Not that we've watched anything really great lately, but Candyman. Coming out in the next couple months, isn't it?
We're getting that one in September, I believe.
September. We're getting the Halloween movie later this year.
Yeah.
So that's stuff to look forward to. And it's hard to believe that like we're already fucking starting to get into like Halloween season. Like in a month and a half, we're gonna start seeing like Halloween stuff popping up in stores, which I love it. It's beautiful. It's my favorite time of year.
And then like 3 weeks to a month later, all the Christmas stuff comes out.
Ain't that the most sad thing? You're like Halloween ain't even here yet. And they're already fucking seeing trees and shit. Like, what? Get out of here. Like, no.
It kind of seems like they bring the Christmas stuff out, you know, a little further in advance than they do the Halloween stuff, you know, like, if that's more the money, case, man. Then I want my Halloween stuff out in like June.
You know? As soon as you unpack your Christmas tree, put it away at the end of after January 1st. Let's start putting the Halloween stuff out.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Just
I'm
have
cool.
it-
Christmas is okay, but they're gonna put it out and market all the shit sooner because it's bigger money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the stores and stuff make so much money with Christmas shopping and that time, all that sad stuff. But,
they should just have a store all year round, or at least somewhere that you can go to buy Halloween stuff all year round, or at least like Halloween apparel.
I
That'd
actually
really be nice.
I know a place. I know
think
the
I do
exact
too.
place.
I think I do too, and I think I'm going to let you say the name of it.
There's this place that we might have mentioned once or twice called Fright Rags. It's a
Really?
It's an online retailer that sells all kinds of awesome, cool, spooky, horror, and pop culture themed stuff. What do you know about Fright Rags?
Oh, I know a lot about Fright Rags. I know that they've been bringing you the best in horror apparel and accessories since 2003. And they offer a wide range of products for your favorite creature features, slasher flicks, and cult classics. They have collections like John Carpenter's Halloween, Universal Monsters, Night of the Living Dead, Creepshow, Twin Peaks, Evil Dead, and so many more. Next week, Fright Rags is expanding their officially licensed Child's Play collection. Give me the t-shirts, I beg of you! They got a licensed Child's Play collection with a crowd, it's a how do you want to say it? It's like a McDonald's shirt almost, but it's like for
Don't say
Chucky.
that word.
But it's like for Chucky.
It's not
So it's
like
even
that.
cooler. It's even cooler. So it's a Child's Play Fry Guys shirt, And then they have a classic Good Guys design reprinted t-shirt along with some comfy lounge pants that they feature all the Chucky's dressed up costumes from the original movie, like when Andy's watching the little commercial on TV for like the good guy, the doll with
the packaging on the
Yeah.
box. Yeah.
Right. He's getting there's all the little accessories you can get and everything. There's like the good guy doll dressed up like the construction worker. All that print is on these pants.
Get those on your jammy pants.
That's right.
Jammy pants.
I might have to get some.
And don't forget, we mentioned the Fright Rags What If t-shirts that are coming out. They reimagined 3 80s classics as horror films. They got Mr. Mom as a slasher, Short Circuit as a killer robot, which I'm loving, and Revenge of the Nerds as a zombie movie. Like, how cool is that? Those are literally some like childhood, and they make it even better by putting a little horror twist on it. I dig it.
Those mashup ideas. Yeah, the mashup shirts are really cool. The what if shirt design is something you're really going to want to snatch up, because who knows if they're going to make them again.
Yeah, and it's all officially licensed and available soon or right now at fright-rags.com. Steve and Crypto Show listeners get 10% off when they use the code SteveCrypto10 at checkout. That's one word, SteveCrypto10. Go to fright-rags.com, buy all this stuff, get the Chucky stuff, get all the what ifs,
That's right.
They just search, look through the site, see all the cool stuff they have. Check
and
out
if you want to
these
buy
new
an
lines.
extra pair of pajama pants and send them to Steve and Crypto, our address is
But yeah, go to fright-rags.com, and when you check out, use Steve Crypto 10 and get yourself a little discount. You'll be happy that you did. But yeah, so we were talking about stuff that we've been watching. I mentioned Loki. I started watching Sweet Tooth, which that's getting a lot of hype for it, but it's a really, really good show.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I don't want to give away too much of it yet. I want to give everybody a chance to watch it, but we'll be talking about this one soon. It's it's been a little while since I really got into a show and just like rooting for characters. Like, yeah, come on, big man, you could do it, and you know what I mean. Stuff. It gets you kind of hyped. It's not too like You can watch it with your 10, 12-year-old. You know, there's some weird stuff that happens, but I think you get away with watching it with most of the family. And it's good. Check it out. It's getting awesome reviews and ratings, and you know, and I think Robert Downey Jr. stepped in as a producer.
Him and his wife both.
So, like, a good call on him to get involved in this one. Like, he must have seen it, or, you know, read scripts or something and saw something in it, and he was right. It's good shit. But check it out. Also, I started the Nacelle company, who does the Toys That Made Us series and the Toy Store Near You and all that. They put out a new series. It's called, I believe it's called an action figure adventure or something like that. It's I think it's one you'll dig. Yeah, action figure adventure, what it's called. I had to look it up real quick. Sorry, I'm getting old and forgetful. But this dude is taking like $5,000, I think it is, of his money, and he's traveling around to like toy and collectible stores and buying higher end toys, and he's gonna have an auction and auction all these toys off and try to, like, you know, make more money off of his money, and all the proceeds are going to go to like children's charities.
That's pretty cool. So
he, you know, hopefully, like, the fact that that's happening, these prices really, you know, the auctions get really high, so the kids get, I'm not sure what charity they're giving it to, but it's kids charity. I'm all for it. And, you know, hopefully I'd like to see them maybe set up like a donate page or something that people could throw a little something to. But yeah, man, it's a cool show. It's on Amazon Prime. Like, I know you watch like the Toys That Made Us and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's really, you know, it's in that vein. It's got that feel to it. It's made by the same production company, you know, so it's good. Those guys are really loving the stuff that company's putting out. And I didn't know, I recently found out that their company also has produced a lot of stand-up comedy specials.
Oh, nice.
Which also, you know, right up both our alleys. So I'm gonna look a little more into that, because the Nacelle company, you know, Brian Volkweis is the man behind that and behind the Toys That Made Us and stuff. And I have a little announcement coming up soon about him, and maybe something to do with the Stephen Crypto show. But stay tuned for that. It's we'll see what happens. There's just like rumors going around. But that he might be paying us a little visit, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, stay tuned. It's
just wait for that one. That announcement's coming.
And other than that, I mean, we're hyped out. We're going to be at the Olympic Collectible Expo this Saturday in Silverdale, Washington, at the Kitsap Mall. So if you're in Western Washington, if I could say it, it'd be even easier to spit it out and promote it. But the Kitsap Mall, Silverdale, Washington, 10 to 5 p.m. Saturday. I believe it's the 26th.
Yep.
Saturday the 26th.
That's right. Lots
Stephen
of vendors.
Crypto show. Especially the Stephen Crypto show is the big main course of the event. But we'll be there hanging out.
Down, say hi.
We'll have stickers and stuff. Visit us, say hi. Maybe we'll have a couple, you know, if you listen, come up and say hi. Maybe we'll put you on the show or something. But that's about it for this episode. We will see you guys this weekend. Swing by our Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. Get in on the giveaway. We want to talk with you, whoever wins. And we've been the Stephen Crypto Show. Thank you guys for listening.
All right. Catch you later, guys.